So you want to be a YouTuber? Awesome. But let's get real for a minute. The dream of striking gold on YouTube often slams into a pretty harsh reality. In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into why so many channels just don't make it. And more importantly, we're laying out the actual playbook for how you can join that tiny 1% that really succeeds. Let's start with the numbers, because they really don't lie. Okay, first, you got to wrap your head around the sheer scale of the competition. This number right here, that's about how many YouTube channels actually exist. 115 million. I mean, it is an unbelievably crowded space, and just, showing up with a camera, that is nowhere near enough to get noticed. But that massive number, it's really just the beginning of the story. And this is where the numbers get, well, kind of scary. A whopping 90% of channels never ever hit that first big milestone of 1,000 subscribers. And making any money, forget about it. Only 6% of channels will ever make a single dollar. Think about that. Those aren't just stats. That's millions of creative dreams that just fizzled out before they ever really got going. Yeah, to put it bluntly, most channels are pretty much dead in the water. It's a stark reality, and it's why so many people give up. But here's the thing, and this is the important part. The successful creators you look up to, they didn't just get lucky. No way. They just understood the game we were actually playing. And that really brings us to the heart of the problem. The core issue behind almost every single one of those failures, there's this huge gap between what people think YouTube is and what it actually is. Come on, we've all had this fantasy, right? You think, oh, I just need that one viral video, or once I hit monetization, the cash will just roll in. The dream is so simple. You record, you upload, and you just watch the numbers go up. But then reality hits, and it hits hard. You get low views, no money, and growth is just painfully slow. And that gap, that's the breaking point. That's where almost everyone throws in the towel and says, this isn't worth it. So that's the big question, isn't it? If that's the hard reality for 99% of people trying to do this, how do you become the exception? How do you actually beat those insane odds and build a channel that doesn't just survive, but actually thrives? Well, you're in the right place. That's exactly what we're going to break down right now. We've done the reality check. Next up, we'll talk about mastering the long game, then working smarter, finding your winning lane, and finally, we'll map out your path to that 1%. This is the roadmap you need. All right, this is maybe the single most important mindset shift you have to make. YouTube is a craft. It is not a lottery ticket. Success isn't this overnight thing. It comes from patience, from persistence, and from treating this whole content creation thing like any other skill you'd want to get really, really good at. And this timeline, it lays it out perfectly. Your first 10 videos, you're just figuring out which button is record. You're learning the absolute basics. Your first 100 videos? Okay, now you're starting to find your style, your voice, and that breakthrough moment where you really feel the momentum start to build, that only comes after you've put in all that work. The creators you admire, they just outlasted everyone else because they were focused on the process, not the prize. Okay, now this is a huge trap that almost everyone falls into. Trying to be unique way too soon. Forget being unique. In the beginning, your one and only job is to be effective. That's it. Go study what's already working in your niche. Master the fundamentals, a good idea, a great title, a clickable thumbnail. Once you know the rules like the back of your hand, then you can start to let your personality shine and break them. Okay, so once you've got that mindset of being effective, the next piece of the puzzle is working smarter, not just harder. I mean, you can make 1,000 videos, but if you're spending your energy on all the wrong things, you're just spinning your wheels. It has to be about strategic effort. And this is where something called the 80-20 rule becomes your absolute secret weapon. On YouTube, it basically means that a huge chunk of your results, your views, your subscribers, it's all going to come from a tiny little sliver of your efforts. The whole game is just identifying what that crucial 20% is and then obsessing over it. So you're probably asking, what is that magical 20%? Well, it really boils down to these 4 things. The idea for the video itself, the title that makes someone stop scrolling, the thumbnail that just screams, click me, and those first 30 seconds that hook them and prove your video is worth their time. If you can nail these 4 things, you're already light years ahead of the competition. And look, you don't have to become a master overnight. The winning play here is to just apply what you learn one little piece at a time. So let's say you watch a video about making better thumbnails. Don't go crazy and try to change everything. Just pick one idea, like I'm going to use a brighter color, and try it on your next video. That's it. That's how these tiny improvements stack on top of each other and turn into real mastery. All right, next up, let's talk about finding your lane, your niche. This is where so many creators get stuck, and they get stuck there forever. They make a video about this, a video about that, and that total lack of focus, it's a channel killer. Clarity is your single most powerful weapon. So I want you to stop and be really honest with yourself for a second. Look at your channel. Is it a focused beam of light, or is it just a scattered mess? Is your niche, or your lack of one, the very thing that's holding you back from ever growing? I mean, just put yourself in the viewer's shoes for a second. They subscribe because you make these awesome tutorials on gaming. Then the next day, you upload a video about baking bread. Not only is that confusing for them, it's a total head scratcher for the YouTube algorithm too. The algorithm has no idea who to show your videos to. Real, lasting growth, it comes from absolute clarity. Okay, so we've talked about mindset, we've talked about strategy, and we've talked about focus. Let's pull it all together. Let's distill everything down into one simple formula to get you into that 1%, the exact formula that almost everybody else completely ignores. And here it is, the whole playbook, boiled down to 3 simple steps. Step 1, stay consistent. You only get better through practice. Step 2, keep learning, but you have to actually apply one new thing you learn to every single video. And step 3, focus like a laser on the fundamentals, the idea, the title, the thumbnail, and that hook. That's the path. There are no shortcuts, just a simple commitment to the process. So I'm going to leave you with this one last thought. Take a good hard look at what you're doing with your channel and ask yourself this one critical question. Are you building a lottery ticket, hoping to get lucky? Or are you building a craft, brick by brick? Because honestly, your answer to that one question, it changes everything.